Behind this store is the biggest deal we have ever done. If you guys have been following this channel for a while, then you probably have seen us do some pretty big deals. Our very first deal, we bought an entire ink cartridge store.
Hey Jazz, what are you doing there?
Getting some ink.
That's incredible.
And that's how this entire channel started. One time we bought 8 pallets of fish stuff. And then there was also the video game haul.
Without keeping the people guessing, we spent $20,000 on 4 pallets of video games.
Where we spent $20,000. But today we're going to show you a deal that blows those out of the water. Let's talk stats on this deal. We've got 8 pallets, 3,500 items, around $300,000 of retail value, one massive deal. Of course, we're going to show you some of the items that are in this lot, but the point of this video isn't just a big glorified show and tell. What we really want to talk about is the logistics, the hidden costs that go along with this kind of deal, and some tips and tricks for dealing with this kind of volume.
Now, let's talk about the deal. Essentially here we have 8 pallets of brand new camping gear from brands like Merrell, Kain, Scarpa, and MacPack.
Let's crack this open. And they're packed full. In this box, we've got a mixture of sleeping bags. Whoa. We've got some stashable hiking jackets, and this is all brand new liquidation stock. Let's talk about the retail value, what we paid, and all of the hidden costs.
So let's talk about how much this actually cost us to get this stock here. So it cost us $22,000 for the deal. It cost us about $4,500 for freight, plus flights and accommodation. So essentially, we're about $31,000 into this deal.
Which works out to about 10% of retail.
So essentially what we're going to do is we're going to rip down these pallets and sort them into categories, but we also want to talk to you guys a little bit about all the hidden costs that are involved in doing these big deals, because there is so much more that goes on behind the scenes rather than just us going to buy this deal and it coming back here and it's all done.
We have to consider the labor that it took to get this, and also the labor it's going to take to list it, how much it's going to cost in Australia Post when we send this stuff out. We've got to consider the cost of the eBay fees. There's tax, there's GST, even these boxes and the pallet wrap that we had to buy from Bunnings.
And the big one is cash flow. So if you don't have the cash in your bank, you need to make sure that you are borrowing money responsibly, whether that's from a bank or someone else that is able to invest in your business, because it's not easy to have $30,000 just sitting around. And the last thing I think you need to consider is your opportunity costs. So now that we've done this big deal, we're obviously going to be tied up in this for a couple of months. And if you're only listing a few items a day, you're probably going to be stuck in this for quite a long time, because there's about 3,500 items in this lot alone. I think it's very important to be aware of all these things when you're doing big deals, because they're not always going to work out for you.
These are the types of deals that have allowed us to grow and scale our business, but we are always taking a very calculated risk, and we are very careful never to bite off more than our business can chew.
Saying all of this, we're actually going to start unpacking this stuff now, sorting it out, and show you guys a little bit more of this crazy deal that we just picked up. So far I've unboxed about 2 or 3 boxes of shoes. As you guys could see here, there's some nice Kains, there's some Merrell, there's some Solomon. This is probably about 10% of the shoes that are actually in this pallet. So let's keep unwrapping. So the way we're approaching this mammoth task is to essentially put all the shoes in this direction right here. Behind me we've got accessories and sleeping bags and a couple empty boxes. Jazz is currently going through all the jackets and putting them into categories, and Dan is right at the back pulling off boxes so that we can start sorting them on this end. Okay, we have broken down a couple pallets so far. There's still probably 2 to go, I think, but we've had to make a change and push all the shoes right to the back, because there's probably been 2 pallets of shoes, I reckon, on their own. Take you guys down there and have a quick look. Before we get there, this is all jackets, and there is some more jackets just here as well. So a massive amount of jackets with probably 6 or 7 boxes still to go. These are big boxes, so plenty of jackets in there. And behind me, we've broken the shoes down into styles and brands. So this one behind me is all Kain. This one right here is all high-tech. One in the back corner is all Merrell. So as you guys can see, there is just tons and tons and tons of shoes that need to be sorted through. All these high-tech over here. These boxes are all like full. And by my listing station, we have a whole bunch of Solomon as well that need to be sorted through. So at the moment, there is literally just stuff everywhere across the warehouse. These crazy backpacks here, which are like $500 to $600. We have some more over here. behind me. So there's just literally stock all through the warehouse right now as we try and break down this crazy deal. So it's actually a couple days later now, and we've been sorting and listing a lot of this stock over the last few days. And I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a tip about using templates, because I don't really hear this talked about enough on YouTube or pretty much anywhere else. So within eBay, you can actually create yourself a listing template. And what that allows you to do is if you have a bunch of like items, you can actually create a template that you can use over and over again, so you don't have to keep filling out those item specifics, your titles, and your pricing. So what I've been doing is creating a new listing template for each unique item. So for example, this jacket here, we have 40 or 50 of these laying around the warehouse. Now, the only difference between this jacket and the other ones that are there are gonna be the size and also the color. So all I need to do is change the size and color in the title, add those item specifics into the actual listing, and voila, the listing is ready to go live. So essentially I can do 20 or 30 listings very quickly by just using that template over and over again, changing those few little details, and it saves me a bunch of time rather than trying to relist or sell similar or create a brand new listing for each and every jacket that essentially is exactly the same. So we have been listing a lot of shoes to start with, and as you can see, our shelvings all have SKU systems on them, which we just transfer straight into our custom SKU, which allows us to find these items very quickly. The other little hack that we've been using is reusing these boxes that we actually bought to ship the stuff over, cutting them in half and using them as boxes for the actual jackets and jumpers, all that sort of stuff. So we can actually put box numbers in here, which then again correspond to our custom SKU. So we hope this video has not only shown you what we picked up recently, but has also given you some inspiration of how you may be able to use bulk deals to scale your business. And we will see you next time on Aussie Thrifters. Bye for now.
Can you help me get down?